welcome back to my channel. Happy Friday. I do not have a diamond painting to share with you guys today for Post Review Friday, so instead I'm going to be giving you an in-depth review on the Forever Young storage containers / diamond painting trays. I do have my iPad here, so let me actually look up the correct name for these. Let me go into my order history. Okay. Forever Young. They are called this is the 45-piece diamond painting storage container trays. That is the name of them. So I have the 45-piece and I also have the 15-piece. These are exactly the same, but I wanted to get the 45 set and the 15 so I would have enough for some of my larger paintings that have more colors. I only needed the 45-piece for the project that I worked on these ones with, and I have some thoughts. Now, I filmed some clips as I was working with these, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to send you into those clips. I believe there's 4, maybe 5. I can't remember for sure, but I filmed a few clips as I was working on the diamond painting with these trays. Now, I have already posted the post review for that diamond painting. It is Snow Queen. It was last Friday's video if you're interested in that, but I'm not going to talk to you about the diamond painting in those clips itself. Maybe I mentioned it a couple of times, but the focus really is just on these trays. So I'm going to send you guys into those clips now, and then we will come back at the end and I'll kind of give you final thoughts and review and if I think they're worth it or not. Okay, so I'm here with my first little update on the Forever Young tray / storage container hybrid. I just kitted this diamond painting up with you guys, and I had mentioned that I was going to be filming a video, hopefully with some clips of me actually using these so that I could kind of give a full opinion on whether I think they're worth it or not. So if you guys can see over here, it is dark out now, so apologies if the lighting isn't great, but I have laid down more than a few. I have laid down almost all of the 310, and I wanted to just kind of do some initial diamond painting myself so I could kind of get my thoughts in order and then pop on here and talk to you guys about how it's going and like my initial first thoughts on the system. So I definitely think that there's going to be a bit of a learning curve. It is very weird to just pull a container out and then not be pouring it into something to diamond paint. So that is definitely a learning curve. Also, since this is my first time using these, I do feel like they are kind of making the drills staticky. Now, these drills were not staticky for the most part when I was kitting this one up. So I do feel like I probably could have gone through and like wiped the inside out with a dryer sheet to kind of eliminate some of the static that just came with them. And I definitely think that you cannot overfill these. So I have used some, obviously, of the 310, and I feel like it wasn't bad. Like, I still had enough room to shake my drills out, but I do find these containers to be a little bit small. Now, as just straight storage containers, awesome. You can fit so many drills, but to make sure that you're storing enough of your drills and leaving enough space to actually use the grid of the tray, you have to be particular about how many drills you're putting in. So I would say for Diamond Art Club, which is where this kit is from that I'm currently working on, probably one large bag. Now we do have a test subject, which was $7.96. And for that one, we did put 2 bags of drills in, and I'm definitely nervous about how that's going to work out. So I haven't used this color yet. You can see that it holds a ton of drills, which is awesome. But like I mentioned, my concern is, will I have enough room to put my multi-placer in? So I think when I get to this color, which I do have some in this section, so maybe I will check back in with you guys when I get to that. That is going to be interesting. So initial thoughts, having just used these for a short amount of time, they're a little small, just in terms of having enough room to push your drills off to the side so that you can also use the tray. But I will say that I personally think the lines on the tray are pretty good. My drills are lining up pretty straight, and it's fairly easy to get in there as long as you have enough room. So definitely going to have to be a little bit mindful of how many drills you're pouring into the tray. And I feel like that's probably something that I'm really only going to think about the first time I use that color. So for example, in this section, once I get to the next area of 310 drills, I'm not going to have that same thought in my mind because this is a brand new kit. And when I opened this section, I hadn't used any of the 310. So if you're willing to kind of like stick it out and know that your first section might be a little bit of a struggle just because of the amount of drills, but then you know going into the next section wherever you have 310, like obviously you're going to be totally fine. There's more than enough room here. So let's give these a little shake just so I can kind of show you guys how they lay, and I'm pretty happy with that. Those lines look really straight. Everything in the area where I want to be picking up drills is right side up. Oh, we have one little guy that wasn't. But I feel like I can absolutely get in there with, this is a 7 placer. You could even get in there with a 10 placer or a 12 placer, whatever you like to use. And you can definitely get in there and pick up some drills. So let me just pull my next color so I can kind of show you guys where my brain is. And my next color is T. Oh, okay, 939. Now, the one thing I will say is, sorry for my arm. These are a little bit, I don't want to say annoying because I haven't worked with them enough to feel that way, but I do feel like I need to pull, let me take you guys out of here. It might be loud for a second. So I do move the arm out of the way. I do feel like I need to take the other colors out. So this was the bottom of this stack. Now, if you watched the kitting up for this, these were all stored this way. So the box was long ways up, but that was just too high on my drafting table. So sorry for the filming arm here, but I didn't like how tall it sat. So I flipped it on the side and I couldn't fit all of the colors. So this container here that I'm going to be using was the bottom of this stack. So I've pulled all the ones on top just so I can easily get that back in. But then these just didn't fit into the box. So I definitely think, like, initial reaction, I feel like some other type of unit to store these is probably going to be best. I did actually already rip the box over here. I ripped the box already for the lid, so you know, it is just a cardboard box. So I think probably some type of other storage system to house these is better, but I will update you guys as I work on this kit or when I do my full review on these containers. So those are my initial thoughts. and I will check back in with you guys at some point while I continue working on this kit. All right, I am back with my second update. I'm about to start our test subject color here, which is 796. I put 2 big bags of this color in this set of containers here, or in this particular container, I should say. So I thought we could take a look at how, oh gosh, Steven, let me close the door. Steven is watching a video game TV show, so sorry about that. If you heard, I don't know, if you heard something weird, it was the TV. So this is the color that I have noticed the most static with, and the drills were not particularly staticky when I put them in here. So I definitely feel like I mentioned in the first update, probably beneficial to wipe these down before you put drills in them, whether you use a dryer sheet. I've heard that some people use like isopropyl alcohol wipes or the liquid, whatever. Probably give these a nice wipe down before you put drills in them. Now, my main concern with putting too many drills in the container is, am I actually going to have any room to get a multi-placer in here? So this again is 2 bags in here and it's pretty full. So can I get, okay, I can get a multi-placer in. This is a 7. I only picked up 6 drills. That's a me problem. There just wasn't enough drills in that particular area. So I can get a multi-placer in, which is nice. Unfortunately, I don't think I have any sections that need this many color here. Like need this many of this particular color drill. Do I have any for 4? Yes. Okay, there we go. So in the very top corner here, I can get my multi-placer in, and kind of like I mentioned in the first update, this is when your set of containers is going to be the most full, right? Like I'm on my first section. So as I move through this section and the next one, the next time I come to this particular color, I'll probably, well, not probably, I'll have fewer drills. So I won't be having the same issue of, do I have enough room to get my pen in? So I'm happy to see that I do have just enough room to pick up drills in this top corner here. So let me place a few of these. I will say it can be a little bit hard to maneuver the pen, but I am electing to use a multi-placer where others might be using a single placer. So why can't I get this drill off though? So it's kind of a me problem, but obviously I can get in here very easily with a single placer. I just do not typically use a single placer. I am somebody who uses my multi-placer for everything. So even if I'm not picking up, even if I'm not working on a particular color that has 7 drills in a row that I need a multi-placer for, I tend to still pick up drills with my multi-placer. Even if I'm only grabbing 1 or 2, I just prefer to not have to flip my pen around. So you can see here, sorry about the lighting, guys. It is kind of late in the evening, so it is a little bit dark in my, by my drafting table, but I usually place all of my drills with my multi-placer just so I don't have to flip the pen. So let's just get a few more drills available here. I will use my single placer so I can clear up a little bit of room. But yeah, so far I am enjoying the trays. I'm still kind of feeling like I'm still learning. I'm still getting used to them. It is very weird to not be taking drills and pouring them into a tray. I've caught myself a couple times, like I'll take it out and I'm like, wait, what's going on here? So definitely a learning curve, but I could see these being very convenient if you're traveling or if you live in a small space, which is something that I mentioned in my unboxing of these. If you're looking to kind of limit maybe your diamond painting accessories, maybe you don't have a lot of places to store things, I will say that the box as a whole is large, and it does take up a pretty decent amount of space on my drafting table. I'm lucky enough that I have a closet in the spare room here where I store a lot of my diamond painting tools and stuff. So having a space to store them isn't really an issue for me, but where I could see these being convenient if you're trying to limit your number of accessories. So obviously you're getting not only storage containers, but also drill trays with this set. I could also see it being a little cumbersome to store. So I guess it kind of depends on what exactly you're looking for. If it's one less accessory, you have a 2-in-1. But if you're looking for something that might not take up a ton of space, I don't know. I can show you in a later clip where I store these, and maybe that will kind of give you an idea of how big the box actually is. But I will say, I think that I'm enjoying them so far. I think I am. Sorry, this video is going to be just kind of my thoughts as they pop into my head, as opposed to kind of trying to like stick to a certain type of subject or whatever. So as the progress clips and the check-in clips for this come around, they might be a little different than my usual videos. But then again, I do just kind of ramble in most of my videos, so maybe it's exactly the same. So anyway, I'm almost done with my first section here. This is all I'm going to diamond paint tonight. Steven and I are going to have a little bit of an at-home date night. He just went out to get us some takeout, and we're going to watch Friends. So just going to finish this before he gets home, and then hopefully I will work on it tomorrow. And if I have any updates or thoughts on the containers, I will check in with you guys then. Hello everyone, I am back with my third update clip on the Forever Young storage containers / trays. I'm on day 2 of this canvas, and I feel like I've kind of figured out how I'm preferring to use these containers, and I think I've discovered that rather than shaking my drills and pulling them down to the side, which is usually my preference when I diamond paint, if I'm using a traditional tray, which I will demonstrate. If I'm using a traditional tray, what I like to do is shake it around quite a bit, and then I like to pull down and to the bottom corner. That's usually how I like to shake out my drill trays. But I think with these Forever Young ones that I prefer to shake and just shake down. I feel like that gives me more rows to work with when I multi-place, where I'm not like limiting myself to a small corner. Obviously on some of the colors that maybe I have more drills for, that might not work as well, but I think that regardless, shaking them down towards the bottom versus the bottom corner, which let me just show you guys again. So when I shake just down to the bottom of the tray here, sorry, I keep going out of frame. I have maybe about half of the container that I can use as a tray, but when I shake down to the bottom, I feel like I don't get as many like just fully clean rows that I can work through. Obviously I can still get a multi-placer into this bottom area here, but for whatever reason, I just feel like shaking down to the bottom is just working a little bit easier or a little bit better for me. So I'm still working with them. I do kind of wish that they were a bit bigger. I think I mentioned that in one of my updates yesterday. I'm somebody who really loves to overfill my tray. I love big trays, and I cannot lie. I like big trays because with high sides, because I like to just put a bunch of drills in there and just shake, and then I don't always have to be reshaking my tray. I do feel like I need to reset this somewhat frequently just to kind of get things lined up how I want them to be, or just like a nice area that I want to work in. So I feel like I am shaking these a bit more, but I do like them. I don't know that these are going to be life-changing for me, but I could see these being something that other people really, really like. So I'm going to keep working on this. I'm still in the same row. I'm on my third section of the first row for this one. So I'm going to keep working with it and keep updating you guys, and then we'll see where we're at once I finish this diamond painting. Hello everyone, I'm back with, I think this is my fourth update on the Forever Young trays, and honestly I have not been diamond painting very much. Steven and I have both kind of been in just like a little bit of a life slump, just like post-holiday blues and just stuff going on at work for both of us, that we've kind of been getting home from work, getting into comfy clothes, and binge watching Friends. So this is his first watch through. I think I've watched it, gosh, I've probably watched it fully through at least 4 or 5 times. So it's been really fun. It's been really fun watching him like react to it for the first time. I've really been enjoying that. So I really haven't been diamond painting very much. I'm on the last section of my second row, so I'll be halfway after this section. Oh, Luna's here. Steven is away snowmobiling, so Luna is looking for him. She's wondering why he is not home from work yet. Also, it has been like the worst weather. Here she comes. Hello, Luna. We have not gotten all the snow that everybody is getting, which actually is a bummer. I wish we were getting snow. But the wind, I don't know if you guys can hear it. You might be able to hear it because I'm sitting right in front of a window. Hello. Hi. The wind has been so bad. You're stepping on the drill field, Luna. Come on. Come on. Come out of there. You're going to get stuck. Oh, gosh. Sorry, guys. Go on. Good girl. Thank you. What was I saying? I don't know. The between adulting and crappy weather, I just haven't been wanting to diamond paint. So anyway, I do have some thoughts and feelings on the trays. Honestly, at this point, I'm kind of 50-50. I'm a little bit torn on how I feel about them. I don't necessarily feel like they're helping me diamond paint faster. Maybe a little bit. I feel like there are some pretty big sections of confetti with this painting. Surprisingly, I was not expecting that, believe it or not. So maybe it's helping a little bit, but for the most part, I'm just kind of not seeing that it's really affecting the amount of time that it's taking me to diamond paint. I don't see a difference. And also, excuse me. Jeez, Luna, are you all right? Also, I don't really think I like them. I much prefer to have a larger tray. I did end up pulling out one of the Diamond Art Club toolkit trays. This is the big one that you get with larger paintings. Because containers that have a lot of drills in them can just be really hard to actually find real estate to use the tray function. it's not that they're bad, it's just I don't think that they're life-changing enough to invest in. They are fairly expensive. I want to say the 45 piece was like $43 or something, which in terms of talking about price per tray, yeah, it's like $1 a tray, which is much better than you get when you're shopping from like a small shop and you're buying a tray. Those can be anywhere from, you know, $10 to $20. I just don't know that they're life-changing enough to be something to invest in. Now, these clips, I'm sure I've said it, but these clips are just me kind of working through my thoughts as I diamond paint. I will, at the end of this, have a full type of review for you guys. The way I'm sitting with them right now is they're not bad, but I'm not obsessed with them like I was planning. Like, at the start of this video, my thought was these are going to be amazing. I'm going to love them. I'm going to recommend them to everybody. But where I sit right now, almost halfway through this painting, I don't feel that way. So I just wanted to hop on. It's been a couple of days since I've done an official update for you guys. So I just wanted to hop on, let you guys know where I'm at. Oh my gosh, I have to show you guys this. So these containers come with this pink box here. I've shown you this before, but this pink box right here, and it comes with a lid, and Luna is currently sitting on my desk in the lid. So I'm gonna take you guys off the phone holder. Please excuse the dirty room. I just had some pretzels. But there she is. Hi. Should I keep that lid for you? I'm assuming that I'm putting these, hopefully I'm putting these in the correct order, but I have already ripped the top to the box. I think that was the last update that I gave you guys. So anyway, that is going to be it for today's update. Oh my God, look at how messy. I got a Michael's order in right here for January's Cozy Crafty Sunday. I have all my coloring stuff. Oh my gosh. All right, well, that's it for today's portion of the video, today's update. And either I will be concluding the video in the next clip or we'll have another update, hopefully another update, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, so hopefully you guys enjoyed those clips. Honestly, I have not watched them since I filmed them. But if I'm recalling correctly, I feel like I slowly deteriorated through those clips. So hopefully they were okay to watch. Now, this part of the video might end up being a little bit repetitive or redundant because I was kind of giving you my thoughts as I was going. And then I was also kind of comprising a pros and cons list at the same time. So if I repeat myself, hopefully you guys don't mind. So I'm going to start, I think, with the things that I maybe don't love really about them. Now, I do just want to just give a little disclaimer. If you love these containers, I'm so happy for you. I'm sure that you guys can kind of figure out from the clips that I just started liking them less and less and less as I was working with them. But I don't want you to feel like just because I don't like them, I don't know, I don't see the value in your opinion, if that makes sense. Like, if you like them and they work for you, that's awesome. They just weren't as great as I had hoped for me personally. So the first thing that I just want to mention is the way that these are stored. Now, the box for mine has already ripped, which was a concern that I mentioned, if I'm remembering correctly, in the unboxing for these, which, by the way, if I didn't mention at the start of the video, I do have a unboxing for these from my December daily videos. I remember I will try to leave a link to it in the description box. And I had mentioned, and I think some other people had mentioned in the comments, that they were concerned about the longevity of the actual box. This is just cardboard. These This corner just straight up ripped when I didn't even like put a lot of pressure on it. I just went to grab it and it just split on the side. So that happened. Also, I don't love how these operate. Now, they actually come to you like this, and all of the containers are stored vertically. So when I went to put that on my desk, I had it standing up like this, right? So everything was laying this way in the actually, I think it was laying this way. Yeah, that seems right. And this was just way too high for my drafting table, so I decided to flip it around and store the drills this way. So that's just why they are the wrong direction. For a better visual for some of you, this is what they looked like. It was like this. So just imagine like this container full with the containers going this way vertically. That was excuse me, that was too tall and too cumbersome for me. So I flipped it on its side, which in turn made it so that not all of my containers fit, which is fine. However, storing them like this meant that I needed to, sorry for the camera angles today, guys. It's going to be a bit of a ride, so hopefully you'll stick with me. I needed to take every container out. Say I wanted 165, I think this is 155. So I had to take all these containers out to find this one. I'll work with it, put it back, and then I put all these back. And then, oh wow, I need this one all the way at the bottom. That drove me absolutely wild. Now, could I have stored them flat like this? I suppose, but it just didn't work with my setup. Now, I use a variety of storage systems for my drills, and most of them lay this way. But because this box is so deep, for me to see into this, I would have had to have raised my desk chair, which is what I sit in to diamond paint, just because of the height of my drafting table. So yes, this is the same type of layout or style, you could say, as like an Elizabeth Ward container, but those are so thin that I'm not kind of craning my neck trying to see what drill color I need. Now, I'm very, very short. I am 4'11". I'm short, okay? So is that a personal thing? Yeah, probably. Not everybody will have that issue, but I have a short torso. So this being so deep, the boxes being so deep, I had to set the trays up this way, and it just made them very annoying to work with. Now, are there other alternatives? Yes, there are other types of like 3D printed tray systems that you could buy. Not tray systems, stands, I guess you would call them. I've seen people use like cell phone holders where it's individual slots that you're sliding these into. Would that work better? Yes, because obviously then you're not pulling out all 15 containers just to get to the bottom one. Now, if you're somebody who doesn't care if they stay in order, that's probably not a concern for you. But I do generally like to keep my drills in DMC order when I'm diamond painting. So maybe like a nitpicky thing, but it is something that I got frustrated with, having to constantly be pulling containers out and putting them back and pulling them out and putting them back. I was under the impression that this was going to be like such a time saver because I'm not tipping drills out, and that was not the case. Also, when I had these containers open, now you have to keep in mind that these are fairly empty now. I have completed this diamond painting, but I often found that this lid is quite top heavy. So I would be diamond painting and, you know, just even the slightest little bump and this whole thing's going over and I've got drills everywhere. And for some of them, I didn't even have to touch it. If I left the lid open, this container was just tipping. So kind of frustrating, right? Like, these definitely have a convenience thing going for them, but I don't know that it was worth it. Just something that I noticed as I was working with these containers is I figured out over time that instead of shaking this particular type of tray how I would normally shake my diamond painting tray, I had to change it up a little bit. So normally when I diamond paint, I will shake and then I'll gradually tip down and then to the right hand corner here, bottom corner. With these, especially when these are full, this might have been something I touched on when I was actually working on the diamond painting. So it might be a little bit hard to see now that these aren't as full as they were, but I realized that I needed to shake straight down because I needed to get all the real estate that I could in the actual rows at the top. So imagine, actually, you know what? Let me just grab some 310 in this empty one here so I can show it to you a little bit better. Okay, so look at this tray being this full. So typically, like I mentioned, I would shake down and then to the corner. Well, you can see here that that only gives me a couple of rows and I don't even have the full row. So I figured out over time that it was better to just shake down. So I had, you know, 5 or 6, maybe 7 good full rows that I could use for my multi-placer. Now, if you don't multi-place, that's not even a concern for you, but that is something that I noticed with some of the very full containers that I had. Also, something that I noticed is these produced a bunch of static for me. Now, I kitted this diamond painting up with you guys right at the beginning of January, if I'm not mistaken. And this is an older diamond painting or Diamond Art Club kit. I believe I bought this in 2023. I think it was in 2023. And it was before we started noticing a lot of the static that Diamond Art Club kits have these days. And this kit, when I was putting it in the containers, was not staticky at all. At all. But over time, static just accumulated in these containers. Now, in hindsight, should I have wiped these down ahead of time? Probably, especially because this is a new type of system for me and I didn't know how the drills would react to this particular plastic. So should I have prepped them a bit better? Yes, but hopefully you guys can see these just jumping around in here. Like, it's crazy. But I did put dryer sheets in with these as we kitted them up, but that didn't help. Over time, it was just the amount of static that these generated was crazy to me. And it was very, very frustrating. I am somebody who does not like static at all. If you watch any of my kitting ups, I throw like temper tantrums when kits are super staticky. So to be working with something that was generating more static was just a no-go for me. I did not like that at all. Something that I do like about these containers, and I will give them the credit that they deserve, is the tray aspect of these are really good. They line up really nicely. Some of these do, like I mentioned, have quite a bit of static, but this is a great lineup of drills. Obviously, we have a little piece of trash there, but, you know, if you tap these around, you're able to get a 10, a 12, a 14 placer in there without any problem. So they do function as a tray very well. For me personally, not well enough. So, final thoughts. I contemplated returning these, but I ultimately decided not to, because if you have been watching my channel over the last week and a half, maybe, I have mentioned a few times that I've just been in a diamond painting rut. I haven't really been enjoying it. I had a hard time with my last kit that I worked on that I used these containers on. So it's not fair to me to give these a big thumbs down at this point. I cannot say for certain that these contributed to me not enjoying my last kit. I kind of lean that way. I do kind of think that these helped me not love that diamond painting. So I'm not rushing to use these again, but at some point in the future, I would like to. Particularly a smaller kit that maybe I can bust out the 15 count set with. And it won't be as many colors, and it just maybe won't be as much to kind of deal with. But I would like to give them another try, especially because some of you who I very much value your opinions have said how much you like them. So there are people who have said, these work great for me. And I'm like, what am I missing? You know, is it because I wasn't loving my last diamond painting? Do these work better with square drills? I don't know. So I'm going to say now, are these worth it? Only if you're willing to spend the money to try something new. Now, this is a very big box. Again, this is the 45 count, so this is a very big box that you're storing. Do you have room to store something like this? Do you feel the need to condense your containers and your trays? Is that something that you're interested in doing? Then sure, maybe you want to pick this up, but this is not a small box. So it's pretty deep. It's a pretty big box. But if you're somebody who, you know, won't be using diamond painting trays, if you're looking for this type of product for that reason, you're trying to, you know, limit what your accessories look like. So this is a 2-in-1. You're getting storage and you're getting trays. Maybe you don't think this takes up a lot of room. As somebody who has a bunch of accessories and I have a bunch of storage options, I have a bunch of tray options, this is just kind of like a, where am I going to put this? Because I have a spot for my storage containers and I have a spot for my trays. So this isn't going to fit where I have all my individual trays. Is it going to fit with my storage containers? I don't know. So definitely take into account just how big this product is. I know I mentioned in the unboxing that I thought that this would be good if you're maybe in a smaller space. And I do still feel that way if this is going to be your primary storage system and your primary trays. If you're looking for a 2-in-1 so you can get rid of all your other storage and rid of all your trays, I would say go for it. I would say give it a shot. But as somebody who has a plethora of both of those things, I don't know if this was something that I personally needed. So that's that. Also, I kind of just missed the, I don't know, I missed the repetitiveness, I guess, of like, okay, let me get my color, let me pour it in my tray, let me shake my tray, let me place my drills, let me pour them back into the container, let me put the container away. I kind of missed that, and I don't know if it's like muscle memory or something, but I did find myself a couple of times like, okay, grabbing the container, and then I'm like, wait, this is the tray too. I don't have to pour it into anything. So, you know, that's kind of just like a how my brain works type of thing, but I did miss the aspect of that. So I don't know. Hopefully that's everything that I meant to say. I did have some notes and it looks like I hit all of the things that I wanted to chat about. And I guess overall, I don't want to say I'm regretting the purchase, because as somebody who makes videos and shares this type of content, like, I feel like it was a good experiment. And again, I will be giving these another try before I'm like, this was the worst thing I've ever purchased. I don't feel that way, but I think that I need to come at it maybe in a couple of months with like a clearer head, get my Snow Queen diamond painting out of my brain, and give these another shot. So if you're interested in maybe in a couple of months me trying this again, please let me know in the comments down below. I do have these linked in my Amazon storefront, which there is a link for that in the description box if you're interested. They are pretty pricey. When I purchased these, let's see how much they are. Okay, so the 45 piece is $43.99 and the 15 piece is $19.99. So that is, if I didn't make videos, I would not be spending that kind of money. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. But you know, people spend that on other types of storage containers. I had my Elizabeth Wards before they were jacked up in price like that. And I had somebody who sent me their extra Elizabeth Wards that they didn't use. So I've never spent that much on diamond painting storage, and I don't know that I would ever do it again, if I'm being completely honest with you guys. So let me know your guys' experience with these, how you like them, if you've used them. I know that some of you, like I mentioned before, have them and love them, but I've also heard that some of you have them and have kind of had the same experience that I did. So definitely let us know in the comments what your thoughts and opinions are on these. I hope that you enjoyed this video. This is something new. I've never done like a full in-depth review on a diamond painting product before, other than my post reviews on actual diamond paintings. But if you like this type of thing, like me trying a diamond painting accessory and doing a full review, please let me know in the comments, because it was kind of fun. I enjoyed like kind of filming as I went and then coming back to you with like my final thoughts. So that's going to do it for today's video. I do just want to apologize to you guys again for the lack of videos this week. I will hopefully be back with you guys for a kit chat on Monday. I need to kit up a diamond painting. I have not diamond painted at all. So I'll kind of touch base on everything that's been going on during my small little hiatus. But let me know what you guys think about these containers, like I mentioned, if you've used them, and what your thoughts and opinions are. So again, thank you guys so much for watching today's video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!